Today I'm joined by Blake Hortenstine, Hortenstine Ranch Company, founder and partner. And we got Jack Fauntleroy with us today. We're talking all Spring Mesa Ranch, and it's not that often that you get a whole book,
That's right.
when you're selling a ranch, complete with photos and stories. So I can't wait to get into that. Before we do, though, let's go a little bit into Hortenstine. You guys were founded in 2003, so you guys have been doing this for over 20 years. That's
Correct.
a big accomplishment.
Yep.
And then when Jack joined you guys?
In 2006, so I guess I'd been in the business for 5 years before I started Hortenstine Ranch Company. And then Jack and I partnered up, and he was actually the first agent that I'd sponsored in 2006. Kind of ran it on my own for 3 years, and then Jack joined up.
Yeah. Blake was doing a lot down in Shackelford County. We met up for lunch in Albany at the Ice House down there.
Been
good
there.
local spot, yeah. And had a good lunch and decided, since I lived in Throckmorton, Texas, and I still do, that when we got ranches listed and somebody needed to come see them, I was right there within an hour of going to any location. And Blake was in the Metroplex. So it was a really good fit.
Yeah.
Took a little doing to get Jack into full time, though. He was at the time, I think he had Jack's Pizza out of his house, which is actually incredible pizza, and it was in the insurance business, and then I think was doing a few other things on the side. 911
dispatcher in Throckmorton, Texas,
That's right.
which, is 99% complete boredom and 1% complete insanity. Small towns are great, but you got to have like 6 jobs to survive. So I was doing a lot of different things, and a friend said, "Hey, you need to get your real estate license. There's only one guy doing that around here." And he was talking about residential real estate, but when I met Blake, it was just a dream opportunity to look at land, and look at ranches. And so we've been doing that for, almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
And know it, coming from a small town, it's a lot easier to get along with small town people.
Well, it's what I've learned in being around this space as well is that there's, cattle ranchers have been doing the same thing and farmers have been doing the same thing for decades and centuries.
Yeah.
They don't just farm usually unless they've got a massive spread, but they've got all kinds of things going on, so they're very entrepreneurial in spirit in a lot of cases and, on their places. But anyway, nonetheless, you guys have, one fun fact about you guys and I'm sure you've got some adventures under your belt, being out in the middle of nowhere in the dark or whatever, but off camera earlier, you were sharing a story around doing a wildlife survey?
I managed a couple ranches out in Shackelford and Stevens County, did the wildlife management on them for years, and for, I guess, it was about 15 years on each one. And I was still managing one of them when Jack and I partnered up, so I would drag him out to various things to build feed pens for feeders or whatnot. So one night I took him, I needed some help on a spotlight count and recruited him, so we went and spotlighted, and it starts at dark. I think it was probably 3 a.m. on a pretty good sized place, and we were way back in there and got high centered. And after we'd been, in the spider webs and spiders and everything else, running the spotlight count, we were just about done and got high centered. And it was a bad situation. It was pretty snaky. The vegetation was tall, and we had a jack and crawled under there and got the jack into the truck and got it jacked up. It wasn't looking good, but we ended up having to back off the jack, and somehow we got out of there.
Yeah, me kind of being new to the business, I'm like, well, let's just walk to the other truck. And Blake's like, we're so far back in here, we won't make it.
No, you get bit by a rattlesnake and ticks and chiggers and everything else.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome.
No, Jack, we'll die. Okay, what's the next option?
Well, we made it out alive, and he stuck it out. I don't know if we did any more spotlight counts after that.
Oh, yeah. We did several. We just learned to avoid the big holes in the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, let's change gears. Hortenstine's had, a long history, 20 plus years, sold billions of dollars worth of ranches over that period. You've got some big numbers, and a lot of people respect your, advice and your observations on properties. Jack's done some ranch management himself as well. Throughout his career. So the things that we're going to talk about with Spring Mesa just all come to life when you guys walk onto a property and you can point things out that maybe somebody that has the means to do it, but doesn't notice, why those things have significant value or what the potential is there. So Spring Mesa is the, in my view, in studying this ranch is, it's a landowner's dream. Really, it's almost turnkey to the point where, a lot of the restoration's been done, which I want to spend a lot of time on that today. But first, let's talk about where it's located. Talk about Callahan County perceptions there, or I think it's called the Divide, Callahan Divide. So, give us proximity and location and what that means.
So Callahan County is out about 2 hours from the Metroplex area. It's near Abilene, Texas. It's on the south side of 20, just south of 20, south of Baird and Putnam, Texas. And Callahan is an amazing county that I think gets overlooked a lot. But and we'll get into this a little bit later, but the topography in that county is very sneaky. It's kind of the beginning of the foothills of the hill country. It kind of starts there and rolls on down to the hill country. So just a really beautiful county. Blake and I, driving through there this spring, we're just overwhelmed at the abundance of wildflowers and different kinds of trees, and just, it's beautiful.
Well, it's an interesting area because it's kind of the eastern part of the county is the Cross Timbers region of the state, which is more oak trees and cedar on a lot of places. And then it transitions into the rolling plains. So the western part of the county is more mesquite, live oak, rolling, bigger ranch country. Mm-hmm. So you've got this diversity in this county that's pretty unique. It makes it a special area.
Yeah. So even for an out-of-state buyer, proximity to airports is available.
Exactly. 20 minutes from the Cisco Airport, which the Wilkes brothers have redone recently, and it's a plenty big runway to land any kind of private jet. Really good access for private jets. Mm-hmm.
It's a quiet area, but it's good people, good big ranches. This is a choice place. It's in a great location.
Let's shift gears a little bit, and I mentioned this book earlier, which Mr. Lowe had put together, the landowner had put together, and this is just a great piece.
It's actually his niece, the current owner's, which was the original owner's son, is the current owner, Brad, and his niece put this together and just did a phenomenal job. She's a photographer, not a professional photographer, but just does incredible work, and put this book together just for a love of the ranch. Her dad, who's Brad's brother, is part owner in this ranch as well. And just, it's a family ranch. That's why it was put together, was for the family. And Jessica did this book kind of for a love of the ranch, and it's just a phenomenal job.
So with that, though, the original ranch was Crossbar Ranch, right? According to the history book, it was like 50,000 acres, through all the Texas land grant stuff. It has some historical places on the property that I thought were pretty cool, like the Harper's house remnants, and all the smokestacks or the from the fireplaces and stuff that are there and strung throughout the town. And then the old Springtown site, you've got hand dug wells, people hand digging wells or cisterns and things. So let's hit on some of the history there of moving beyond Callahan County and zeroing in on this property that started as 400 acres and it ended up over acquisitions 3,100. That's a big undertaking, but it's got a lot of history. Yeah,
I mean, the Crossbar Ranch was put together by Mr. Cordwin, who I believe is from Britain. Is that correct?
Somewhere over the pond.
Somewhere over the pond. Anyway, it was put together, you're right, through acquisitions back in the day when land was, of course, a lot cheaper, but still the same price, due to inflation. But on the ranch, like you said, there's chimneys that are still left from some of the houses. There's some graves on the place for, of course, tuberculosis deaths. There's a couple children that died in a wagon train going out to the area. There's just a lot of Indian artifacts out there that Blake and I have seen that the ranch has collected. Just some really incredible history for the area.
But that Stringtown was interesting because you drive by today and there's no remnants. It's just pasture land, and it's in a remote part of the ranch. So you can only imagine back, in the 1800s, when there was 14 families living in the middle of absolutely nowhere on this ranch, what would have gone on and the things that happened and the kids playing and the snake bites and the different.
Oh yeah.
And then you look at it today and it's just history. It's just gone, just pasture land. So no telling what you can find in a metal detector if you started poking around. Though. It could be interesting.
Yeah.
Except for the Stringtown swimming pond. Of course, the tank's still there today, where the town used to go and swim and gather.
The local water
The
swimming
local
hole.
water swimming hole. That's right. And it's still there. But yeah, Blake's right. The only real remnants of homes that we see there besides the hand-dug water well is the Harper house fireplace, which is in our video. You know, we did Shannon did some shots where he took 30-second shots and it lapses and has the stars behind it, which is really incredible. And it's as strong as ever, has markings on it from, I don't know what those markings are from.
Yeah, the hand-cut stone.
Yeah, the hand-cut stone, but they've got little X's. I don't know if those were from Indians they killed or, no, I'm just kidding. They've got markers on the stone. I don't know what it was from.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
could be the kids making A's.
I saw
don't
that in
know.
the photo. I didn't know. It looked like it was hand scratched on there.
Yeah, hand scratch. So I don't think they were measuring their kids' heights, but you never know. But we'll never know. That's the beauty of history. You know, you see those things and you wonder, and that's part of the beauty of the ranch is there's so much wonderment in it when you go out there.
And it's like art. So you can just sit and stare, and there's places on the ranch, all these destinations on the ranch for like reflection, or you find your own spot on the ranch. It's vast enough and it's got enough views and experiences that makes it really cool. Let's go fast forward to 2004 from the 1800s. Mr. Lowe comes into the picture and he has a vision of restoring the ranch back to the original settlers' days, which, as a lot of Texas ranch owners know today, is a big undertaking, especially at that size. We're talking cedar removal, or prickly pear eradication, soil improvements. Not only that, but he's also putting improvements on the property. Let's get into his vision and how he orchestrated this restoration effort, and how meticulous he was, in the land management.
Well, he put together several transactions, put this whole ranch together. So he bought the first piece, the northern end of the ranch, and started working on that, and then ultimately added the south part of the ranch and put it all together. But it was, and you can see it on the neighboring properties, the amount of cedar growth in the area. It's pretty dense, and so he had a huge task to go in and try to remove that cedar, and he's done one of the most remarkable jobs I've seen ever on any ranch removing cedar. He left all the oaks, and there's a great variety of oaks and diversity and vegetation, but it was, let's get rid of all the cedar. And it took him, I believe it was 3 years running nonstop mechanically to get the cedar removed. They burned all the brush piles. There's no brush piles. Just did an incredible job. And we're out there last week, and they're still grubbing out little cedars that are coming back. It's an ongoing practice, but the initial practice of removing the larger cedars is amazing. And then you look across the fence and it's just like a green wall of cedar.
Yeah.
But on their side of the fence, it's just oaks and red oaks and live oaks and, all kinds of good native trees, but cedar doesn't do much good. So the plan was to get rid of that.
Then bringing in the grass seed.
And then also that led into the native restoration of the grasses.
Yeah, well, in some of the notes on the ranch I was reading, it just revealed hidden springs. Some of the native grasses reestablished because of the water supply now is a lot different without cedar, but they also brought in overseeded it. But then giving a lot of hardwoods room to spread out and breathe, and then so that creates foliage that's in the fall looks beautiful. You guys got some very good aerial shots or scenic photos that demonstrate the foliage change.
Well, in the fall, the red oaks are just amazing, and we hadn't been on it in the fall yet, but seen some pictures, and it's in the number of red oaks are out there. Hillsides are going to be bright red, just amazing. The spring, the red buds were popping, and they're all purple, and that was just scattered out throughout the hills, and that was amazing. So,
We've had some really good rain this year, which has recharged the springs. There's over 15 spring-fed tanks on the property, over 30 tanks on the property, earthen tanks. So lots of water. Underground water is fantastic on this place.
12,
And I think that
12 water wells, I believe.
12 water wells. So as well as the hills, they charge when the rain falls, and when they get recharged, then they let go of the water and the springs flow through the ranch. It's something to see. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's almost any ranch in Texas having that many springs and that much access to surface water is a game changer.
Yes.
Not only for cattle or ag units you can carry, but it's a game changer for wildlife and all that's teeming on the property. So as far as grazing conditions on the property, they're currently only running a small
Very lightly, maybe 50 head, if that.
Yeah.
So the grasses are just knee high and amazing. And I believe there's 10 pastures. So you could rotational graze. Their focus has been recreational and wildlife. But for a rancher, this is an awesome ranch to run cattle on. It really needs a lot of cattle and a rotational grazing system on there to, maximize the benefits of the ranch. So it's got the potential to be really special cattle ranch as well as a wildlife recreational ranch.
Yeah, so let's then transition to wildlife. Like we've seen some of the harvest photos, but they're also part of the MLD program. Is that right?
That's correct.
So,
Blake, you want to talk about
They are, and I think they had like 60 permits last year. So there's quite a few deer. A lot of activity for the guests and whatnot to go harvest and have fun. But there are quite a few feed stations. They're feeding protein, corn, blinds. That's all included. It's going to be a turnkey deal, so somebody could step into it and start enjoying that right off.
yeah, day one.
Yeah, it is a lot of turkey and ducks and dove and all kinds of wildlife. Yeah.
listen, when we take a tour of the ranch, I have a guy hold a bald eagle and he lets it go at the end. The bald eagle, it's a whole America theme. People love it.
One thing we skipped over that I think is important is the topography, all the elevation changes.
There's like 400 feet elevation change. It's absolutely amazing, the draws and valleys and hilltops. It's as good as it gets on that front.
Yeah,
It's part of the Spring Gap mountain range down there, and Spring Mesa being, I believe, the highest point is what we were told. So,
Yeah.
but the Spring Gap mountains there in Callahan County are sneaky. If you haven't seen them before, they're very impressive.
I have not.
It's beautiful. The views are amazing on this ranch.
Yeah, it's really, really surprising because, like we said, a lot of people don't know about the area until you get into it, and then you realize what it is, and that's what's pretty impressive. When you get there, it's quiet, it's good land, it's good people, it's a great area.
Yeah, it's one of those where some of our folks used to say, like, you need to get the boots on the ground. Like, if you get there and you go on a tour and then you're like,
That's it.
I get it.
That's it. The photography, everything turned out really well, but there's no substitute for getting out there and seeing it firsthand. You just can't capture the elevation and the tree cover and everything from the photography. You just have to see it.
Exactly.
And the things that we find that people enjoy, this ranch has it all. Water, elevation, access to the property, beautiful improvements. All the boxes are checked. Wildlife, it's almost a perfect ranch.
Yeah. Well, as I was flipping through all the photos, one of the things I noticed, I was like, most of his road system, it looks like county road. They're so nice,
Yes.
and well groomed. And I'm sure it's not that way throughout the entire ranch, but the main travel corridors,
Oh, yeah. I think
throughout
there's
the
like
ranch.
7 miles of all-weather cliche roads, and they're built up. They're built right. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So you can zip around the ranch pretty easy, and you have access to all the pastures really good, and the gates and cattle guards everywhere. So it makes you don't have to get out and get gates maybe once or twice, but for the most part, it's
Maybe.
all cattle guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can zip around the place. It's really
nice.
nice.
Yeah, that's being spoiled there. I was on a ranch a few years ago, and at the end of the day, I was like, we just drove around half the day, and I never opened a gate.
Yeah.
I was like, I want this.
It's a big difference. Blake and I sold a 3,000 acre place in Stevens County, and we had to get every single gate on the place. And I think there was like 9 or 10, and it's brutal. So the cattle guards make a big difference.
Yeah, huge efficiency especially for cattle guys.
Yeah.
So let's on the improvements yet again. Mr. Lowe spared no expense and top quality everything on the improvements. 16,000 square foot main home, several other homes on the property. Give me some details of things that we don't know from reading the listing, the ranch write-up,
Yeah.
that you guys saw with your own eyes that you just have to be there to see it.
The main homes, I guess it's got 10,000 square feet of living space, and then 6,000 feet of porches, pavilions, outside areas, and whatnot. But it's got a swimming pool and a little tee box for hitting golf balls.
Outdoor kitchen,
Yeah,
grilling area, fire pit, gas fire pit, which is always nice because you don't end up all smoky.
Yeah.
You just click a button and it turns on. The house is great. It's set up for, a nice sized family or a company retreat. But it's done by David Lewis, who's a builder that's done a couple homes that I've been involved with. First class builder, does everything top of the line, limestone, exterior, just a beautiful
there's
home.
no deferred maintenance. It's overbuilt. I mean, it's very solid. So you don't have any worries there.
And the place is coming turnkey, so all the furniture that's in it, which is excellent furniture, comes with the property.
Yeah, I think there's estimated to be like $700,000 worth of
That's right.
furniture
Yeah,
included. So
and it's great.
All that's conveyed.
All that's conveyed. A lot of the ranch equipment is conveyed. In fact, most of it.
vehicles, tractors, skid steers, zero turns.
So when we go out and see the place, everything you see is going to go with the sale. On day one, it'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
They originally started with one building, built the second building to include a bigger family area, so the family could sit around and cook and gather. And then the final building that they constructed was the master bedroom, which is a 2-story for Mr. Lowe, and it's just put together really well. It's a nice, solid compound. Another home on the property is the Happy House, which is, in 1970s.
I think it's older than that, but it's an older home, the ranch style home, hill country feel, rock, 2-story, little balcony on it. It's wood burning fireplace.
Yeah, 4-bedroom, really nice, and it's set down the road from the main home. So, if you don't like your mother-in-law, you've got another place. It's very nice to put.
You can take a break.
You can take a break.
Great for guests, or if you wanted an on-site ranch foreman for his home, it would be exceptionally nice. There's also a trailer manufactured home, which is in really good shape on the Farm to Market Road. That it's a nice spot as well. So you've got some other places for ranch hands and ranch manager and that sort of thing if you want to have one.
So again, the ranch is ready to go on day one.
But like you were saying, there are a lot of different cool little destination spots to go to entertain. One of my favorites, probably the little skeet shooting pavilion outside cook area up on the hill. It kind of looks down in the valley and you can see the barns, the horse barn and the shop down there, but have these just incredible views. So that's a super cool spot.
Really nice. It's got a cooking stove there. You can do steaks and everybody can shoot skeet. It's top of the line.
Well, as I, again, studying this ranch and looking at photos, watching the video, the thing that I took away from it is it really creates opportunities for fellowship and family, friends, because of the way that the improvements were done. There's all kinds of outdoor living space right there at the main headquarters, if I can call it that. There's patios, there's places to cook, there's places to congregate, there's activities that you can go do of things that you're interested in, whether you want to, putt on the on the green, if you want to jump in the pool, if you want to lay out by the pool, if you want to read a book in the patio or watch it rain, or adjourn to your, area and go take a nap. And, it just seemed endless to me. And so that to me is almost more important than anything of just being able to create spaces where people spend time together. It just seemed endless.
Definitely. Yeah. And the horse barn, you got eight stalls in the horse barn. So you can have horses down there and you can go ride or hunt, fish, swim, cook out, entertain. Like year round. Some of these ranches are more fall, winter hunting ranches. And this is one that's, a year round type
This is
property.
a 4-season.
It is. It could be a resort kind of deal where you'd want to spend August day in the middle of the summer and you'd be quite happy.
Yeah.
And if you own a company and have employees that you want to bring out and bring their families, listen, that you could I don't even know how many people you could have out there that, 25, 30 that could all be doing different activities, not getting in each other's hair. There's plenty of room to explore and do things.
Yeah.
It would be really fun.
Yeah. And one of the themes of Mr. Lowe is obviously he was trying to create those spaces. And that's kind of why I really brought it up is, his vision of creating those spaces for families to gather and, different generations to come together and give them a reason, to gather.
Absolutely. The views up on top of the mountain where the cross is placed and the rocks are is just a great place to kind of refocus what your thoughts are and just be by yourself and enjoy the views of the county because you can see forever up there.
Yeah. Undisturbed views. I mean, there's not just looking at land, you can see some structures way off, but for the most part, it's just undisturbed, clear views.
Yeah. When we were out there one morning, the fog had rolled in to the south of the ranch. And God, what a view. You're just looking over this valley of beautiful fog and it's a nice, cool, crisp morning. And it's just breathtaking.
Yeah.
On the house, one of the improvements that Dick did was a tower that you climb up to the top of, and it was a card room to play cards up there and really get a 360-degree view of the entire property. And it's very unique, very neat. He also did an outdoor steel walk around so you can go outside and get a look at everything. I mean, it could be a glorified deer stand, I guess, if you wanted to go crazy, but most people would just go up there and play cards. But
it's a good hike. Get some exercise running up and down those stairs a few times.
Absolutely. And I've done it, and it'll get you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, I keep saying this again, but I'm still enamored with it, is just like everything is within the fences of that ranch. Anything that you'd want to do, if you enjoy, recreating, hunting, fishing, lounging, having spouses out there where you're off hunting for 3 days, she has something to do, or vice versa, however it is, or kids that aren't of the age of hunting. I mean, there's just nothing that you don't need to leave the ranch. You could stay there for a week and never leave.
Absolutely. There's a driving range just off the patio. I mean, if you want to work on your golf swing, I mean, I can't think of anything that the ranch has.
No. One thing to mention is the fencing is exceptionally good. All the fences are pretty much new, and all low fence, no high fence. It's low fence country.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry with, the intensive management if you don't want to having a high fence property. So, but it's nice that everything's done. The fences, the cattle guards, everything's in place.
Spectacular. Well, where they can find this ranch is on hrcranch.com, correct? And they can get in touch with Jack. Your phone number's on the listing.
Yes, sir.
Your profile's on the site, obviously, as well. So visit hrcranch.com. Is there anything else? I mean, we've covered a lot of ground here, literally and figuratively. Is there anything else that, from a broker's viewpoint, that you can't really convey in writing or photos that you would want to share about the ranch?
One thing to take note of is the pricing. I mean, it's a big number, but for what you get, we spent a lot of time working with the owner on it, and we feel like it's a extremely reasonable price for what you get. And to try to recreate what they've done, it would be substantially more than that. So we've priced it very reasonably for the next owner.
Yeah.
And in this area, large bodies of land are really becoming few and far between. So a nice 3,000 acre ranch, 3,000 plus, with these kind of improvements, with the kind of clearing they've done, the ease of access coming off the farm to market road with the privacy, it's really got it all, and it's something that needs to be seen. If it's something that you're thinking about for your personal family, you have a large family, or you're thinking about for a company, to have and then to bring people out, I think it's a perfect match. You need to come out and see it and give us a call.
Yeah.
It is super clean too, as far as the property goes. There's no oil and gas production like there is in that part of the world. On some places, it's just very clean and very tidy. Everything's been taken good care of.
Very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've just done some spring pictures this past week, so those will be coming on our website pretty soon. We'll mix those into the pictures we already have. We have some incredible stuff.
Blake, Jack, thanks for joining. This has been awesome. Very insightful on Spring Mesa Ranch. again, visit hrcranch.com, go to the ranches for sale section. You'll see Spring Mesa Ranch. Contact Jack if you're ready for a showing, and there's nothing better than getting your boots on the ground and seeing it for yourself.
You'll love it. I promise.
All right.
Thanks, Chad.
Thanks, Chad.